And with the next speaker, it is Best USA. It's a sister company of LEGIC, and some time ago they approached us and told us that they need to build they want to build a new lock which has, let's say, super small electronics, and that we should maybe think about how to integrate together. So what we did was we jointly integrated LEGIC technology in the award-winning SwitchTech lock. And SwitchTech is a great example where technology needs exactly meets the needs of the application. And in this case, the application actually runs on custom code, so on our chip in the secure element, which is featured in the 6,000 LEGIC products in order to save space on that super small electronics PCB. So seeing that product hitting the market is great. And the kind of funny thing is, like, it was thought of, like, they did it, and that's what this journey, actually Travis will tell you more about it. I just learned yesterday, and that it was done for corporate access. It's actually frequently used in residential and multi-housing and campuses. And now they're heading to logistics. And that is kind of a nice journey where exactly the same product features so many different markets. And pointing into direction logistics also gives us a little outlook on the next block after the coffee break. But first, the man who knows SwitchTech best of all of them, Travis Willis, stage is yours. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Travis Willis.
Good morning, everyone. Not sure who had a good idea to let an American loose in this room, but that and the fact that I didn't realize that me and the Borg guy were going to have to compare whose is smaller. I don't know if that was a good plan or not, but things on the screen may look larger than they appear. So we too have gone to LEGIC to help us build a product that was incredibly small. I joined dormakaba about 8 months ago to take over this platform and help get it the rest of the way to market. So a little bit of history about us. Best Lock is a founding lock company in the United States who created a mechanical locking platform all the way back in 1919 that we were able to get patents around. And that mechanical locking solution allowed for the rapid rekeying of any mechanical lock by simply inserting a key, removing the existing core, and replacing it with a new core. So that quick rekeying capability was eventually copied by our competitors and has become kind of one of the de facto standards for key systems in the United States and North America. So over time, it's projected that there's approximately 100 million of these form factor locks available to be retrofitted and chased after with the SwitchTech product. And that platform fits in a wide variety of form factors, so that's another reason why we settled on this smaller package, if you will, to go and attack this market, because now we can put that core in door locks, in padlocks, in cabinet locks, in glass locks, in just about any application in North America you can think of. So the thing is, we're a lot more, though, than just a small core and package. We're actually an entire platform that was built around the LEGIC technology. So it's a platform that is designed specifically to interface with third parties. We are not an access control platform ourselves. We simply extend partners' platforms. The US market is very different from the European market. Here, you guys are very vertically integrated. One company tends to control the entire thing. In the North American market, we're a bit more of a components business where I have to work with many different software partners in order to achieve what I want to do. So our main focus was to go from that basic brass key and a core solution to a digital solution that allows us to deploy mobile BLE credentials to any of those lock form factors in real time and extend our partners' access control platforms. Our target markets are commercial, industrial, institutional, and now we're looking at transportation, logistics, and critical infrastructure, because as this product has entered the market, customers are doing what customers do, they look at it and they say, I want to use it for this, I want to use it for that. Holy cow, that solves a ton of my problems. And so that's where we're really excited about this little product and where it can take us. So as I've pointed out, we're partner dependent. And that's one of the reasons I'm excited to be here today and to talk to all of you, because partnering is how our business grows. So in the United States, that list on the right probably only represents about 1/3 of the partners that we fully intend to engage with over time. And each one of those partners now carries me into new market segments and new opportunities and accelerates our growth in what we're doing. But part of what makes us additionally different is the fact that we run our own cloud back-end service. And that service was built with partnering in mind. And all of it was built around leveraging the LEGIC Connect technology and having the LEGIC chip inside for security. So part of what we do that's different is we built the universal data model in order to collaborate with all of our partners really seamlessly. So I don't really care what their data needs to be, it's just access control data. And at the end of the day, access control is not all that exciting or glamorous. It's some pretty basic information: who, what, where, when, and we take care of the how. So that data is then pulled into our cloud. We take all of that information, package it into a Neon file with LEGIC's help, and send that down to the user's phone in real time to have the communication with the lock. So, and you guys are very familiar with the LEGIC architecture and how that enables all of that stuff. But where things get a little bit different is we also, because of how we've done it, have our own return channel. So we take that transaction information and port it back to our partner's system nearly instantaneously. So as far as our end users are concerned, they see no difference between my offline product and an online wired product in their building. And that's where things start to get really, really interesting as we move forward, because now you can bring the offline and the online world together in a very seamless manner. So the end user just has one simple, clean interface that they're already used to, that they're already used to dealing with their partners. So where are we starting to have success with this? Surprisingly, higher ed. So one of the things that BEST has done a really great job of over its many, almost 100 years of being in the North American market is our simple mechanical key management system got us into many, large campus, institution, and university type applications. So I have a very, very large and robust installed customer base that I can take this new digital product to. And where they've really looked at it is where their biggest pain point is: kids in the dorms. Those buildings are older, they've been around forever, they're tough to modernize and retrofit, but they've got a BEST lock on the front door. And we can now help them take that legacy lock that's still there and will probably still be there another 50 years from now because the stuff lasts, and turn it into a digitized solution so that they can now deliver mobile credentials. And in that university space, getting the kids in and out of the campus housing, it's regular churn. It's not quite hospitality, it's something a little bit different, but it's really been impactful to their business. And so we've now been successfully deploying at some pretty major universities. We just finished a very large deployment with Georgetown University, and we're getting ready to start an even larger deployment in the Middle East at Kaust University. And that's one of the other interesting things about what we're doing is, while we are a North American company and a North American form factor, that particular SFIC core has proliferated itself all around the planet and all around the market. And so I'm really beginning to focus not just on the North American market, but some of the stuff that we can do in other markets. I was incredibly impressed when I first saw this product, because I've spent the last 5 years building smart locks. And smart locks are big door locks. This is not a big door lock. It is very, very small. It is very, very precise. And it's amazing all the different applications I can now put this thing into. Now, my friends at LEGIC have started to go, wait a minute, you've got something that works. You've got something I can install in a padlock, and I can put that on a shipping container, and I can now control and monitor access of that shipping container, or of any sort of other item out there. And I said, absolutely. I go, and to make it even better, we're already working on the weatherized version. And to the right, just to give you a slight form factor difference in size, on the right-hand side is this core, and on the left-hand side will be our new weatherized core. That'll be fully sealed up, something we've actually already tested. You could drop it in about 40 feet of water and it will still work and operate. Perfectly intended to be used in those less environmentally friendly applications. And the biggest thing we're starting to see is this gives us an opportunity to secure assets in transit. Traditionally, as we've looked at access control, as I've looked at access control, I'm securing fixed assets. It's a building, it's a room, it's a space. It is fixed in place and time. It does not go anywhere. But as I've been working with the LEGIC folks, we're beginning to understand that there's all of these assets in transit. And these assets in transit have many of the same access control needs, audit and event trail. You need to know who opened it, when they opened it, and if they had access or authorized access to open it. And that is opening up, no pun intended, a huge market opportunity for us to go look at. And one of the big areas that we're finding that this offline product has tremendous application is in that critical infrastructure space, right? Those are all of those disparate parts and pieces and locations and things that we don't pay any attention to but exist out there in the wild that currently, most of which is accessed by a brass key that you can get off of eBay in the United States. It's very much not secure. And this small form factor in a weatherized version will help us begin to secure a lot more critical assets. I have a tremendous amount of interest from the energy segment within the United States. And again, the other reason why they're interested in it is I already work with their partner, companies like Genetec, companies like Linnell. So I'm not asking them to change their architecture of their access control system. I'm not asking them to change who they currently trust and are partnered with. I'm asking them to take us, best, already a trusted brand, and extend the system that they already have. And now they can deliver mobile access control that they can manage, control, and revoke at any given time and have the real-time audit data trail going back to when that site was accessed and by who. So these transportation and logistics markets we're realizing are ripe for some disruption, right? We've all felt the pain of the supply chain crunch and the issues during the height of the pandemic. We saw the issues offshore with ship after ship stacked with containers that nobody could get access to. What they're also not talking about is how many of those containers didn't make it all the way full to where they needed to end up because somebody couldn't actually properly control the access to them. And so these assets in motion, as we've begun referring to them, by securing them properly, we can save companies billions of dollars. The numbers are actually pretty impressive when you start to look at the solution. As simple as it can be, applying electronic solution to create that trail and audit accountability to what is happening. So these fixed assets and these assets in transit are going to start to come together. So we've talked about all sorts of different environments and ecosystems. In the university space, we're seeing e-charging applications, we're seeing payment applications, we're seeing locker applications, we're seeing the door lock applications, and a host of other situations that our product can address and that I'm excited to be here and talk to some of you folks about because we don't make everything, but we make some stuff that probably would work well with your solution from a LEGIC ecosystem standpoint. And so, yeah, I'm jumping on the interoperable bandwagon. I got Chester's stuff up there like half this room does because he's helping us solve a problem, that problem of interoperability, because I have very large customers that need a simple, seamless solution. And they want to be able to manage and interact with fixed assets, assets in motion, all sorts of different assets within their properties and their locations. And so we are looking to the Loop Wallet app as a great way for us to take the next step forward and move beyond just having, oh, I have an app, right? The world is moving rapidly to a whole different paradigm, and we see the wallet app potential, at least for our market segment, especially when connected with other LEGIC partners, to be a really effective tool to go into the market and disrupt things. That's all I got. I was a last-minute ad, so I didn't put a ton of stuff together. If anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer them now, or you can find me later.